Will a unification of registers give a financial center an advantage, for example, through blockchain?
Yes, I believe it does. And that was one of the exciting points about blockchain, which I discovered. In other words, if you have a unified register, which covers all forms of assets and interest in assets and transactions in assets, you are going to simplify the legal system, create certainty within the legal system, reduce costs of transactions, and you're going to reduce the time involved in transactions, which is going to multiply the efficiency of the legal system in a country. I wouldn't say tenfold, I can't guess how much, but my gut feeling is that it's going to multiply by 100 times. In other words, you can't imagine, I mean, I can appreciate it because I come from a civil law system. The bureaucracy around the civil law system is so massive, and the time it takes and formalities it takes and the cost involved is tremendous. Now, you might say, you're an idiot lawyer. What are you going to do? You're going to kill all the opportunities for lawyers and notaries working in this field? My answer has never been that. By making a system more efficient, you create more opportunity. You kill what is inefficient and you create an efficient solution, and everybody does better anyway. And everybody will do better, including lawyers. You know, it doesn't make a difference. Just the legal system will work better. So my view, yes, is that the unification of registers and the rationalization of the rules around the registers through blockchain, which then creates the certainty, the immutability, the speed, the cost efficiency, and the security, because of the nature of the technology, will be a massive boost to every single country, whether it is big or small. I think civil law systems need it much more than the English law system, because the English law system is prone to choose more efficient solutions than the other.
How is blockchain changing the banking industry?
That's a very big debate. I mean, not only is blockchain becoming the platform upon which the money equivalent type of digital assets are being created, but it is also eliminating the need for intermediaries. And that is probably the biggest impact we are seeing. When you allow peer-to-peer transactions on a platform, you eliminate the need for someone to be the intermediary in a payment chain. And that is probably the biggest risk to banks today. A lot of income is derived by banks in being intermediaries in financial payments, and also the custody or the retention of money and security systems. So when you eliminate these elements, because they can be done on a peer-to-peer basis without an intermediary in the middle, you create a massive threat to banks. Now, obviously, banks are very important and they have their functions in terms of lending, borrowing, and the whole financial system. And now they even have an extremely important function in terms of diligence and due diligence on the holders of funds within their systems, which is one of the weaknesses found in blockchain, because in decentralized and autonomous structures or digital platforms, it's extremely difficult to imagine how you can comply with the money laundering due diligence requirements, not having an intermediary to do that job. And that is where RegTech comes in again. And I am quite confident that within the next couple of years, we are going to have automated due diligence processes, which are going to be 100 times more powerful than a compliance department in a bank, and is going to be able to control the source of funds and the pathway of funds much more than any bank would be able to through a compliance department. And not only that, it's not going to create freezes on transactions until due diligence is carried out. It's not going to create freezes on assets which are not yet identifiable, because the ability to manage data in relation to each single digital pound or digital euro or digital dollar is going to give the power to the technology to track the movement of every single bit of currency at every point of its life. Now, that could be a nightmare from the point of view of individual privacy and individual liberty. And this is the big debate that's going on, where money becomes a monitoring tool on everything you do. But one has to take a view and one has to deal with the problem, not eliminate the whole of blockchain because of that risk. This is like trust. You don't eliminate all trust, because sometimes trust are used as a product, because there's the positive in everything. Focus on the positive and build on that, and build fences against the bad and control the bad. But don't just throw everything away, as has been happening for the last 2 or 3 years in relation to the blockchain, only because of Bitcoin.